All right, chat. If you can hear me, let me know. I'm not sure if I've got the audio set up right. So someone in chat, let me know if you can hear me. Awesome. So I hope you guys are pretty pumped. We've got game two of Bennergetic against azder. Azder was able to pull out the first game. He did a nice little suitless Meridia, and that really is what gave him the win. Benner had to go through and dig out gravity, and I think that was really the difference in the first match. But I think everyone out here in Super Metroid Land is hoping for a slightly more difficult seed this time. So let's hope that the Super Metroid gods can bless us with something really nasty and trolly just for our entertainment, even if it is going to make the racers suffer a little bit. Getting ready to go here. I know we've got that timer going on Benner's side, but that's not correct. Okay, that looks fixed. Alrighty, I think we're going to get started here pretty soon. It looks like they are getting ready to dot ready. And again, we're going to have to see where we've got our divergences. Again, azder is really confident in most of the strats here. There really isn't much that he can't do here. Bennergetic, I'm not as familiar with him, so I'm not quite sure what kinds of things we're going to see from him. But if he runs anywhere near as well as he did in race one, we might have ourselves a doozy of a race. And the SRL, 3, 2, 1, and it looks like we're off. Now, I'm guessing the stream will be a few seconds behind. So the runners just started. We'll see the results here in just a second. There we go. All right, starting to look good. And we've got a slight delay here. Benner has not started his clock yet, so he may be a little bit behind. I'm not sure that he's actually behind in reality. Who's winning? Well, it looks like azder's winning right now, but you know, it's a smidgen too early to call it. And we have a 20-second discrepancy between our runners. I'm not sure if that means Benner started a little bit later. I seriously doubt it. I just think we have a little bit of a stream delay, and sometimes in these races that happens. All right, azder is going through the old mother brain room, and he got through that pretty cleanly. I mean, the early part of these races, not much can really happen. Let's see if Benner goes for the moonfall here. All right, yep, looks like it. And you can see the extra speed that he picks up with that moonfall is pretty sweet. And, ooh, we got space jump as the first item. That's kind of interesting. It means the morph ball will most likely be in the ceiling up here, although I'm not 100% sure if the logic forces that. But you got to love that early space jump. That's going to make a lot of things open and available for our runners, and it may allow for some good route divergence, which everybody loves. Yep, morph ball's in the ceiling. And again, I think that 20-second discrepancy is just due to some lag on the stream. I don't think Benner's actually 20 seconds behind. All right, we got supers over here. We still don't have any kind of bombs, so we're not going to be able to check Billy Mays right now. Meanwhile, azder is back over, and he's going to go down and check these missiles down here. Let's see if we've got anything interesting. Yeah, vanilla missiles. Okay, all right. We can use those. We can use those to good effect. We're going to have to go back up to Old Mother Brain, since we can't do the backside of Brinstar right now with no power bombs. And right now, it's hard to say if we're going to get much divergence. With no bombs, probably azder is going to go and check Bomb Terizo. I can't think of a better play for him at this point. And we can't check under Old Mother Brain yet either, so we've got to leave that one behind. And azder, in the last race, really told us a lot about his strategy. He really likes to skip items that are kind of out of the way, knowing that he can beat the game without gravity and without Varia, but sometimes that'll cost him. So I like the fact that he takes chances, and that really gives us a good shot for an interesting race here. So azder is up the climb. That climb was really clean. His wall jumps are looking just fantastic. I wish I could wall jump like that. And these ledge grabs are pretty phenomenal. Little running mock ball down to bomb Chorizo. I think there's a high likelihood that Bomb Chorizo is going to give us power bombs. That really opens up the game if that's the case. Yep, it's hamburgers. Who called it? Who called hamburgers and Bomb Chorizo? I'll tell you, it was Len the Cat. He calls everything. Yeah. So now that we've got our burgers, we've got our missiles, we've got our super missiles, that pretty much opens up the whole game, especially with the space jump. azder can kind of go any direction he wants. Nice Alcatraz there. And where is he headed? He's headed down to the 420 missiles? Yeah, I think so. 20 or 512 or 320. They're like the last item you get in 100%. I call them 420 because then it's smoke time afterwards, but maybe somebody in chat can let me know what this room is called. I call it 420, but I know that's not quite right. 320? I don't remember. Okay, so it was just missiles there. Nothing real special. And now azder's going to go up. Let's see if we get a Terminator check or if he decides to go the other way. Nope, it looks like he hit 230. Okay, all right, it's 230. Okay, 230 missiles. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, because I believe that's the last thing that you get. All right, we've got super missiles at the end of Terminator. And behind that, and azder looks like he's going to head down to Brimstone. Probably, and we're going to see what's on the back of Gauntlet first. And the back of Gauntlet, I saw super missiles. I saw super missiles on the left. Tell me if the other one was super missiles in chat. I didn't see the one on the right. But it looked like two sets of super missiles. It's vanilla, okay. And again, Benner's doing the same thing. So far, the runners are following the same path. And of course, azder has to be cute. And he's got some weird clock that nobody can read. And yeah, we've got no major items so far at all, other than the space jump and morph ball. But our runners could probably use this energy tank. So great mock ball from azder. He goes past the hamburgers. We're going to see what's behind this room. And there are two items back here, supers. And ooh, we have an early charge beam, ladies and gentlemen. That's definitely going to make the rest of this seed interesting. And probably, especially for azder, tell him that he should be skipping a lot of things. But we'll see. We'll see how this really shakes out. Got supers here. We've got one more item to check in this room, up right over the door here. azder is going to go down and probably do Big Pink and check out the vanilla charge location. Just missiles up here. Again, Benner appears behind, but he's really not because his clock is behind. So he's got a little bit of a lag. So I'd say right now our runners are neck and neck. Okay, azder is headed down. And okay, we go through the Edakun's room. And what have we got back here? Nope, it's not knee tank, it's just missiles. And we still really haven't seen a lot of major items beyond that charge beam. Although I love early charge beam. Early charge beam really makes it easy for you later on. Now, azder's going to head back. And again, Benner's a little bit behind. It'll be nice to see some route divergence here, and I imagine we'll get some pretty soon. But first, we're going to go to Pink Brinstar. There are quite a few items that can be gotten over here. We can't check the waterway down in the basement because we don't have speed booster, but should be able to check almost all the Pink Brinstar items other than that. And what have we got over here? Just more missiles. Maybe this is the troll seed we've all been waiting for. after that last seed, everybody was saying it was just too vanilla. And we need some chocolate in our vanilla. Maybe some strawberry, some nice Neapolitan. Got a nice Neapolitan seed going here. Benner appears to be running the other way. I'm not quite sure where he's headed, but we do have some nice divergence now. So azder's heading over to Big Pink. And let's see what Pink Brinstar has for us. Meanwhile, Benner, I'm guessing, is headed over to Rex Ship. He has, I guess, all the tools needed. He, I suppose, could also do Gauntlet right now. So those are really the two choices. But we know that 2 of the 3 items in Gauntlet already are just super missiles. So, but definitely, Chad is right. Doing this with 1 energy tank is a gutsy move. Fantoon is not easy with 2 or 3 energy tanks, or for me, like with 4 or 5 energy tanks. He better save. And there's no reason not to. Okay, so it looks like he wants to check Gauntlet. And with that space jump, it's really easy to get up there. No energy. Gauntlet could be pretty difficult. Now, I don't know if Benner actually checked the end of Gauntlet. So if he did, he can just check the 1 item and then reset out if it's nothing. And then reset. Which I kind of suspect is what he's going to do. Holy cow. Okay, so there was plasma at Gauntlet. Okay, alright, thanks Phoenix Down for letting me know. Yeah, I only saw 1 of the 2 items. I thought the other one was super missiles. So, missiles at the back of Gauntlet, and then he'll get plasma on the backside. Then the question is, where does he go from there? Meanwhile, azder is headed through the end of Brinstar. And, nothing really interesting there. azder's movement is just so crisp and clean. It's just really, he doesn't make a lot of mistakes in his movement. And just as I say that, he makes a mistake in his movement, but didn't exactly cost him too much. So azder's going up Red Tower. That's kind of interesting. Yep, you're right. It was plasma. Okay, so Benner's got plasma. Plasma and charge, that gives him a heck of a beam. And azder is going to come down and do a couple of checks down here. Again, where does Benner go from here? I'm not sure. Ooh, spring ball. Our run has been validated. Everybody get your validated runs out in chat because we have to know. It's the speed ball. Love the reverse speed ball there. Or spring ball, rather. Okay. Now azder, half validated. azder's headed up. We're gonna see a few more checks over here, and Benner's going back down into Brinstar. So, but he did get the plasma. That will help him. I have a feeling azder's just gonna leave that behind. He really doesn't need it. He finds some power bombs, and he's looking good for power bombs. That's 10. Like 15 is maybe a little bit more optimum, but even 10 is probably all you need for this game. And now we're going to get to see some new stuff. Okay, going up. All right, so again, he's only got 1 energy tank, so this could be interesting. But with the space jump, it should be easy for him to get across the moat. To do without the space jump, it's certainly possible. I'm sure azder knows how to do it. I've done it maybe 3 times in practice. Pulling it off in a real race is another story. I'm gonna kill this key hunter. Check some stuff over here. Meanwhile, Benner, he's headed back up, and we've already seen everything Benner's checking right now. What have we got outside of Rex Ship? Space jump, he found charge in the sky last time, so I have a feeling he wants to check that sky item. No, maybe he'll check it out. So, out front of Wreck Ship, and I'm not sure what this room is called here. So somebody in chat, let me know. The room that Azder's in, I know it's got a good name, but man, I can't keep up with all the names. It's just a garbage tank in there. So Azder's headed out of the room whose name I can't remember, and then he'll probably criteria power bombs. Okay, all right. Good power bombs makes sense. So Azder is gonna save. This is gonna give him a lot more ammo. The question is does it go back for Red Ship, or is it gonna go back down Red Tower and then go do Crate? That's the real question. I'm not sure. No, or he's gonna go do Gauntlet. Okay, all right. So he's gonna go do Gauntlet, and this will let Benner catch up a little bit. So Benner picks up an E-Tank in Big Pink. That catches him up on that front. And let's see how smoothly Azder can do Gauntlet. He's got quite a bit of energy, so this really shouldn't be a problem. If those grabbers grab him, man, they'll pull you right into that acid. And that acid, it just does just a ton of damage. Especially when you got no suits. What Azder's gonna get, and he looked, so he knows what he's getting to. And now Benner's getting through to the big area of Pink Red Star. All right, so that was the Spore Spawn. That's where he's at, is the Spore Spawn missiles. Yeah, that's where Benner is. Okay. I'm trying to watch two runners at the same time getting lost. Okay, so Azder's going to get his plasma beam. And meanwhile, Benner's back up in the Big Pink. I think he's going to go and check up the wave gate. And let's see if he gets this. How many shots does it take him? Ooh, nope, missed the first one. Okay, yep. All right, and I do not remember if Azder checked the behind the wave gate here. Oh, buddy, it's the Varia suit. And Azder skipped that spot. This might be exactly what Benner needs to take the lead in this race and to tie it up 1-1. I think that might be huge, because there is no way Azder is going to go back and check that. And trying to do the suitless Norfair is, well, I mean, it's not tough for a runner of Azder's of his talents, but it'll still add a lot of time to his run. So that Varia suit will really give him a big advantage, in my opinion. So it looks like Azder is heading over to Wreck Ship. And we know that Varia isn't over there. However, if he finds gravity out there, that actually might equalize for missing Varia. But it's really hard to say. Yeah, Azder, I don't know. Like, there are so many checks in Wreck Ship that take a while. Now, I missed what that item is. Azder saw it up top. I didn't get a look at it. Let us know in chat if anyone saw what Azder saw just above the moat there. Okay, just missiles down here. And Benner is going, he's in Red Tower, and he might be heading over. Bombs? Okay, well, we'll see. If it's something important, he'll go back for it. And with one energy tank, Fantoon can be a little trolly. Again, Azder is pretty good, but if he does the same thing as he did last time and he fires his super missile early, it could be rough, and he has no screw attack, so an enraged Fantoon is nothing to scoff at. He certainly ended many runners' time. So our first item in Wreck Ship, nothing. Just more missiles. Well, it looks like Benner is going to visit our friendly neighborhood Crade. So I really like this divergence. I think this is going to give us a nice race here. All right, we're now in the basement of Wreck Ship. There's a couple items down here that we can check out after we kill good old Fanny. All right, now Fantoon, for me, I always feel like Fantoon's the most difficult, especially in the randomizer. Spring Ball, where was Spring Ball? Somebody let him know. Spring Ball was in the charge beam location, but I'm not sure. I think it was charged at the bottom of Big Pink, but I may be mistaken. Let us know in chat. I'm a little absent-minded today. So azder using some charge beam, charge plasma strats. I'm not sure if that's faster. I want to say just normal missiles, and then you can get a Doppler going. I think that's better, but I mean, definitely a charge plasma will do more damage than a missile, but you can get more missiles off. So, again, I'm not 100% sure. Meanwhile, Benner's going to try to get his quick kill on. Ooh, did he get it? Did he get it? Did he get it? Nah, he just missed the quick kill. Meanwhile, azder's making quick work of Phantom. Nice double boss, though, going on at the same time. Yeah, azder had no trouble at all killing Phantom. And according to chat, Spring was just above Red Tower. Ooh, we got us a wave beam. We'll get a couple other items right out here out of the crate area before we head out. And then it'll be interesting to see if Benner heads to wreck ship or if he goes for some kind of a Norfair dive. I'm guessing he's going to go for Norfair since he's got Varia, he's got charge beam. He can kill Ridley now. Doesn't have a lot of E-tanks, but maybe you can find some E-tanks on your way down. I have to admit, a Ridley fight with 2 E-tanks is rather brutal, but it can be done. Definitely a gutsy runner, so we'll see if he tries that. Meanwhile, azder checking out more of wreck ship, and this is the problem with the wreck ship check, is if you check all the items in wreck ship, and if you end up with Squadouche, it really loses a lot of time, where if you leave wreck ship for go mode, you can go mode wreck ship and just kill Phantoon real fast. So, wreck ship is really kind of the biggest gamble, in my opinion, in these rando races. Yeah, Grav and Bubble Mountain would be really interesting. Now, I'm rooting for Grav at Crocomire. I'm kind of a Crocomire kind of guy, and we didn't see Crocomire last time. Now, I'm on team always bet on Croc, so it'll be nice to see if Benner does visit our good, friendly neighborhood four-eyed crocodile. Or actually, I think he's got 8 eyes, because if he's got then he's got to have 4 eyes on the other. I don't know. Let us know in chat. How many eyes does Crocomire actually have? Ooh, and speed booster. That's kind of interesting. Could be a Croc, yeah. I think it definitely could make sense. Again, I'm not 100% familiar with the logic that's run here, but there's a lot of people in chat who know the correct logic for these. And we're going to check down here. Oh, nope, azder having some trouble getting out the water. Meanwhile, we check the high jump location. Now we're back out. We'll see where he goes from here. Ooh, did azder take a death? I was looking on the other screen. What happened to azder? Was that an intentional death? I'm guessing that was an intentional death. Let us know in chat if you guys think that was intentional or not. Again, I was watching Benner at the time, so I'm not sure. Did he save after Phantoon? So he lost the Phantoon? Oh my goodness. He lost a ton. Oh my goodness. So he's got to go and get the plasma again. Okay, this is Benner's race to lose at this point. So Benner's into Bubble Mountain. I wonder if he feels as ahead as he is. He probably not. When you're going up against azder, you always feel behind. He's going through the wave gate. And it looks like, oh, nice swaggy moonfall there. And, okay. Meanwhile, azder's trying to go through Gauntlet as quick as he can. So where for those in chat, somebody let us know, where did azder die and how did it happen? Again, I was locked into Benner going into Norfair, so I completely missed it. I think we might have a Crocomire visit, and if we do, oh man, am I going to be happy. I love it. So there's our speed booster. Yeah. Kraid killed on the tracker there for Benny. Yeah, he's definitely got it dead. Meanwhile, he's going back up. And azder gets his plasma again. I wonder if azder is going to save after Fantoon this time. Or before. We'll see. His Fantoon fight was so clean, it's a shame to lose it. Ice beam. Oh, well, unless Benner gets stuck in the lava. Okay. Now, ice beam. What could be up here? Lots of things. Because Varia, well, in logic. Oh, but now we've got waves, so that did put Varia in logic. Yeah, okay. All right. So this is all in logic still. You know, because we were able to find wave beam. So even though Benner did check wave beam out of logic, it's back in logic now. So now as azder saves, he's pretty far behind at this point. We're still really early in this race. And if Benner does check Croc and we've got nothing down here, it really could be... We could see azder catch up. But it's definitely Benner's race to lose at this point. And Benner is heading down. Oh, no, that wasn't very good. He lost his speed. Okay, this will cost him, a good 30 seconds. He screwed that up again. Okay, all right. Maybe third time's a charm for Benner. Okay, there we go. All right. And we're going to check on over to the right. At the end of this hallway... Ooh, buddy. Why did we not check Croc? I was hoping he was going to check Croc. Maybe he'll check Croc on his way out, but if you're going to check Croc, that's the time to do it. It takes more time to go back. So I think he's skipping Croc, and he's just going to head all the way down to lower Norva. Yeah, he was a Croc tease. That's a nice pun. That was definitely a Croc tease. So we're back into Bubble Mountain. I don't think we're going to see Benner check Croc. So azder maybe checking Croc might be a way for azder to make up some time, particularly if we've got gravity down there. So azder is doing Fantoon Mark II. We'll see if he's got his charge plasma. He wants to get a shot off of that. That definitely does a lot more damage than the missiles, but it always feels like the time it takes to charge it up is kind of a waste. E-tank and morph ball bombs. Okay. Those aren't bad items for the top of Bubble Mountain. And azder continues on Fantoon. Fantoon, man, he's just scary. I just worry when I'm fighting him. He never gives you the same pattern. And right when you set up for a good Doppler, he never lines up right. Hey, Benner, he is going to skip those supers because he doesn't need them with the charge beam. Although he's got 45 supers. I guess that's a ton. He really doesn't need any more ammo. Even though 15 power bombs is a little safer than 10. You can run out of power bombs in lower Norfair, but he's got morph ball bombs, so I'd say there's really no chance of that. And it looks like that's where we're headed. We're going to go down to lower Norfair and give our good friend, Ridley a visit. And with a charge beam, Ridley should be no problem. Just some supers over here. azder makes quick work of Fantoon. No enrage this time. I've got in chat that 15 is definitely needed. I thought you could get away with 10 if you had morph ball bombs. But, again, my knowledge is not comprehensive. So... Now, azder already checked a lot of wreck ships, so he doesn't need to recheck any of the places that he's already checked. He's got to go up to the attic. I think he was somewhere near the spiky room of death when he died. I'm not sure exactly where. We've got no ice beam. Okay, so we need the power bombs for killing the Metroids. I gotcha. Okay. I believe if you kill a Metroid with power bombs, they only drop one item instead of the normal 5 or whatever it is that they drop. So power bombs is never a good way to kill Metroids, but if you've got no ice, you've got no ice, and I have a feeling both of our runners are not going to be 100% in the game. Oh, Benner said no to an E-Tank. I definitely would have taken. And he changes his mind, and he goes back and gets that E-Tank. Yeah, that's a good. You should pick that up. I think. Yeah. Nah, he went back and got it. Yeah, because if those Metroids don't drop a power bomb, then you would actually have to leave Turian to go get some, and that would be awful. Now, where is Benner headed this time? I'm not 100% sure with Benner's routing, how he's routed this in, but again, he's a much better runner than I am, so I certainly can't question his logic. Is he going to go back down to Croc? We'll see. Meanwhile, Azder's checking underneath Mother Brain. Nope. And now what Azder's doing is he's checking some things he skipped, hoping that by doing so, he can catch up. He knew that Benner would have had to have skipped what was under Old Mother Brain, so that's something that he can check here. There's also a couple of checks down here in Brinstar that everybody had to skip. So Azder might go get the Varia right now. It is possible. Meanwhile, we've got our 8-eyed friend. We're finally back at Crocomire. And with Charged Plasma, Crocomire really doesn't pose much of a threat. Checking Billy Mays. He still might not check the Varia location, so... Right now, behind Crocomire, there is Gravity. Called it again. You know, commentator. I called it. You know, who's the best? Me, of course. Glenn the Cat. He's awesome. But what a check from Benner. So, as I like to say, always bet on Croc. And really, this is kind of go mode at this point. Yeah, he could definitely use Ice Beam. He's got 10 power bombs, but almost definitely you're going to find some more power bombs on your way through the game. He's got a ton of supers. He's got 30 regular missiles. He's got speed booster. He's got both suits. I really think Benner's in kind of like, kind of pseudo go mode. Check the items behind Croc. You might as well, since you killed Croc. These are not so hard to get to. And Azder's going to check the backside of Blue Brinstar. I'm not sure why Benner's making these checks. After finding Gravity, I would have just left the Croc area right after killing Croc. But I think maybe he wants... I'm not sure what he wants. Definitely need to ask him about this after this race. So chat, remind me at the end of the race when we're talking to these runners to ask him why he ended up full clearing the Croc area. So here's the Croc Speedway, and again, I would skip all of these, but yeah, I don't know really what he wants to find. Maybe high jump boots, maybe screw attack. Okay, get those power bombs. Okay, all right. Now he's got his 15. It really feels like he's squandering his lead. And here Azder finally picked up the Varia. So, yeah, Dark Crade 12 says he thinks he was looking for power bombs. That may be the case. And this means he can go mode all of Lower Norfair on his way to and from Ridley. All right, and we'll see. But yet, okay, it turns out to be a decent on the cosine room. He finds screw attack, but again, I would have skipped that. But that screw attack will definitely speed up Lower Norfair. And there's a couple of rooms where that comes in really handy. So I think despite the fact that Azder took that wipe, he's definitely caught up a little bit. But it depends on whether or not he checks Croc. Again, Azder is quite the cerebral runner, so he changes his strats, and because he feels behind, I don't know if that makes him more likely to check Croc or less likely to check Croc. If I'm going up against somebody who I know doesn't check Croc and I'm losing, I kind of feel like then I'll check it, and in the other situation, then I wouldn't. But neither of these runners checked Croc in the last race, but the last race was basically free. We'll see. It's definitely interesting to see how these guys are routing this. Okay, Benner is going across. And now we're gonna go down and start to really get to see some items here. He's getting a running start. And with space jump and yeah, this room again, which is often very difficult, is quite easy. And I'm guessing he's going to head straight down for Lower Norfair. There's no reason to check any of these items over here. Azder is going to kill our big guy Kraid. Hopefully that'll go easy for him. See if he can get the quick kill. If he does, that'll catch up, a little bit more time. But meanwhile, if I were Benner, I would just be go-moding the rest of this race. He can really do Norfair fast, and then Meridia, and then do a really quick Phantom, and he'll be done. So, and this room right here. Oh, this is so easy with Screw Attack. Alright. And Azder's on the Kraid. Let's see if he gets the quick kill. Yeah, he makes it look so easy. There's just like no doubt when Azder's fighting Kraid. We got worst room in the game for Benner, and it's not really much of a bad room with his equipment. It'll be interesting to see how many items he decides to check. I personally, again, would be checking nothing with his equipment, but you never know. Again, he's a much better runner than I am. I think so. So Phoenix Down thinks that Azder is definitely going to check Croc, and he might. But really hard to say, because that definitely puts Croc in logic with the wave beam, and he's seen it. So, but he might be wanting to save time because he knows he lost a bunch of time. We'll see. Meanwhile, Benner has made quick work of Lower Norfair. He's almost down to the elevator room, and he's going to check the power bombs of shame. Shame. Ding, ding. Again, I'm not sure what he was hoping to find, other than maybe high jump boots. There really isn't much left for him to find, or ice beam, I suppose. So either high jump or ice beam. He'll probably check behind Ridley. Okay, oh, he got a nice Shine Spark kill there on the first pirate. Second pirate he's going to do with just a charge plasma. Off to everyone's favorite pterodactyl pirate. And with he's got full energy, lots of missiles, charge, plasma, wave. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty easy Ridley. If he dies to Ridley here, then I will ring the shame bell again. We'll get that nun in from Game of Thrones, and we're going to be ringing that bell all night long if he loses to Ridley here. Well, Azder was checking the high jump location, nothing there. He's doing some pogos. Gotta love those pogo patterns. Got a bunch of supers off. And that's the catch, is when you don't have high jump, Ridley, it's a little bit harder to control what Ridley does. So it's a slightly harder fight without high jump, but... is he? Nope, and Ridley grabs him again. Ridley is being a little trolly here. But I think he's starting to turn a nice shade of red. Meanwhile, Azder looks like he's going to check the ice beam location. Not believe Ben saved here. So if Ben had died on Ridley, he would have lost a bunch of time. But we are going to see Ridley's item. Our friendly neighborhood pterodactyl have just hamburgers. Nope. I lost sound on my end. My sound back. Okay. So Ridley just had hamburgers. I like to keep extra hamburgers in my closet. So, and Ben is going to head to the escape. Again, I seriously doubt he checks anything. I guess he might check the Fireflea's room, but again, to me, that's wasted time. And maybe you can find ice there, but the odds of finding ice are pretty slim. And you're going to want to go mode Meridia and you want to go mode, wreck ship. And if you do that, there's so many items. Ice could be anywhere. And we know ice is not really in wreck ship, although I don't think we ever saw bowling. So it could be there. I have a feeling we're not going to find ice. Meanwhile, Azder heading through Norfair and through Upper Norfair, and he's over to Bubble Mountain, and we'll see if he checks our Crocomire. If he doesn't, he's probably lost. If he does, he has a shot. No, Azder, go back! Go back! Okay, he may come back. He may come back. So you will see. Now, I do not believe Benner... Yeah, Benner did check these items over here. I think it was an E-Tank. And Benner's going through the escape. Yeah, it was an E-Tank, and... Oh, that's where the Morph Ball Bombs were. Okay. And now this is surprising. He just wanted to see it. Again, maybe that was ice, or high jump. Even though now the value of high jump has gone way down since we've already killed Ridley. Just a jailed E-Tank. Yeah, Benner is making pretty quick work of things. And again, we've got no gravity for Azder. If he does not check Croc before going to Lower Norfair, he's probably SOL. But you never know in these races. Anything can happen. Meanwhile, Benner is killing the 3 Musketeers, and with Screw Attack, that makes it a lot easier. Although his E-Tank situation isn't all that great, it's certainly more than enough to finish the game. Back on over to Azder. No, we've already seen those checks. And yeah, this is another one of these areas where just having the Screw Attack makes it so easy getting out of Lower Norfair. And Benner is almost free. He's back up to Bubble Mountain. He's going to be out. Are we high-fiving? We got a high-five on our runners? We do. We have a high-five at Bubble Mountain. High-five. I'm putting that in chat. High-five. And Benner is just zipping out of here. He's going to... He doesn't need the new tech. He's got speed booster, so he can get through there pretty easily. He elects not to save, but there's no reason. There's really nothing he needs to worry about at this point. The only question is, what order does he do the last 2 bosses in? I'm guessing he's going to do Phantoon and then Dragon, but I mean, you could do it the other way. I don't know. Let me know in chat, from here what the fastest is. I think maybe it's better to do, Meridia first, but let's see. Well, he's going to break the glass, but let's see if he actually goes into Meridia. Because when you leave Meridia, again, I'm not sure they're the right route, so let us... Oh, we got Dragon to Phantoon. Yeah, you're probably right about that. Because it is kind of going out of the way to go the other way, and nobody's going to take the Lost Highway. Even though I just like the Lost Highway, nobody goes out there. I love seeing it. There's a bunch of enemies out there. They never get to fight Samus. They're just hiding. They're waiting for her to show up, and she stands them up. She's kind of like a bad Tinder date. You're waiting for her, and she never shows up. But she's busy. Meanwhile, Azder made the right call. Of course, betting on Croc. And him seeing the gravity might give him new life. It might give him hope that he has a chance, which he definitely does. Meanwhile, Azder's getting Benny's getting another E-Tank, and Azder gets his gravity. So he also is in kind of a go mode. I don't think Azder saw Speed Booster, so he might not go get it. We'll see. The fact that Benner has it is definitely giving him, an advantage, because here he doesn't need the ice clip. He doesn't have the ice beam. So, yeah, to get through here, you're going to need either... Well, I don't know. Is there a way to get that the Machtroid to clip you through without Ice Beam right before Batoon? I'm not sure about that. Okay, so there is a way to clip through without ice beam. I've certainly never done it. CF clip? What is CF? I don't understand CF. What is CF? CF clips. The recommended list. Crystal Flash. Oh, the Crystal Flash clip. Okay. Yeah. Again, that's something I kind of know how to do in theory, but not in practice. Okay, this is still Benner's race to lose. Dragon real fast here. But azder, his movement is just so crisp and clean. Everywhere azder's going, he's definitely making up time. And we still have that, it looks like it's grown a little bit. We have a 30-second discrepancy in the players' clocks. So when we get finished, I'll watch the SRL channel to get our actual time. In fact, let me find out right now. 43 minutes and 40 seconds right now. So basically, azder's clock is more or less correct, and Benner's seems to be 25 seconds behind. All right, so we don't have the microwave beam. We don't have grapple. We're probably going to do this with Shine Sparks. It's a nice charge plasma. And some more charge plasma. We definitely don't want to get grabbed here. This is not the situation to get grabbed by the big lobster. Well, azder is headed up. He got his gravity. I don't think he's going to get the speed, which is a shame. And Dragon almost grabbed Benny again. But we got the slow pattern coming here, and Dragon is down. And we're not even going to look at the item behind. All right, now we're just a quick trip to wreck ship, and then back on over to Turian. And this is the best wreck ship. Go mode wreck ship is definitely the best wreck ship. If you ever saw bowling, we're definitely not going to see all the items there. And let's see. Oh man, Benner's making quick work of this. But I just have a feeling that Benner thinks he's behind. Again, he has no idea that azder wiped or that azder skipped Varia his first time through. So he's got to be thinking he's behind. We're definitely not going to check any of these sand pits. Absolutely no reason. Through pretty fast. Well, azder heading down into Norfair. And we're going to be in lower Norfair in just a moment. He tried to get a D-boost. It didn't quite work. But with a space jump, it's all good. And azder is down to lower Norfair. Or he's just entering it now. Meanwhile, Benny trying to get out of Meridia. We're almost done. And can he get across? Yeah. He makes that jump look easy. The jump he made there was not easy. I've definitely screwed it up. But with space jump, you have a lot of margin for error. So we're almost out of Meridia now. And then we'll head up to wreck ship. Well, azder making super quick work in lower Norfair. Just heading through there with screw attack. That room's easy. And we're to the top of Red Tower, and we're going up, 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 all the way to the wreck ship with the scary Phantoon. Ooh, he's so scary. He's the scariest guy in the world. Yeah, I think he's scary anyway. All right. This room, again, with space jump, this room is easy. Without space jump, it can be a little on the difficult side. And we'll see how fast azder can kill Ridley. Definitely Benner had some trouble with Ridley and did not have a fast Ridley fight. So this is yet another place where azder can make up some time. But if the clocks are to be believed, then Benner is actually a little bit farther ahead than... farther behind than it appears? Wait a minute. Okay, so his clock is ahead. Yeah, yeah. I'm not smart enough to figure this out. You people in chat, let me know who's with our clock discrepancy, if that helps Asder or not. I'm not sure it does. Ahead. Okay. All right. All right. All right. So I was right, I think. We see him 25 seconds in the past. Okay, this time travel stuff, Benner's gotten this TARDIS and he's traveling back in time or forward in time. Yeah, my brain's not big enough. Not big enough for those kind of calculations right there. See how well Benner does on his Fantoon. He's got a slightly better beam than Asder had. He's got wave, and I don't think Asder had wave at this point. Nope, he missed that charge. Look at Ridley. Asder's having a great Ridley fight. He has not missed a single one of these missiles. And we're getting a nice pogo pattern. Lots of missiles, and Ridley's almost dead already. And Fantoon is dead on the other side. Well, we have some nice sync up there with the bosses. Yeah, I think Ben is on a sub-hour pace, definitely. Because all right, we got Fantoon down. We don't need to check anything else on Wreck Ship. We can just head back to the ship. Well, it'll be interesting to see is if Benner saves between here and the end of the game. Now, me, I'm paranoid and not very good, so I would definitely save. At least, I would save like right before Mother Brain. I think you can skip the ship save, but I would definitely save that last one right before the Zebatites. Benner might think he's behind. I think, in fact, I would be willing to bet that Benner thinks he's behind. He is headed out, Wreck Ship. Wow, look at that climb from Asder through the elevator room. That was a thing of beauty. And he's back by these side hoppers. And I like the looks of the Norfair side hoppers. We don't get enough of those in this game. They're really cool looking. And they're hard to kill. Meanwhile, Benner, he's headed back across to the start of the game, and it'll be interesting to see if he does elect to save here. He might for ammo purposes, but I'm not sure. This is definitely an interesting choice. Okay, so he will. I'm guessing he's doing that more for ammo than for anything else. He's got the 15 power bombs, so he'll be able to power bomb his way through all the Metroids. He won't have to get any drops. Okay, Asder did check the Firefleas room, which means he knows he's behind. Although, again, I'm not sure what he would be hoping to find other than Ice Beam at this point. Benner is through. Okay, he's looking real good. Down to the bottom of Terminator. Turian, we are definitely in a sub-hour pace. If he can pull this off, especially if he can get the baby skip, but he's got no high jump boots. Baby skip is going to be hard to pull off without those high jump boots. Okay, and Asder checking more locations. I think, as weird as it is, I think Asder's checked too much, even though we know from his strategies that he likes to skip things. But I'm guessing he's checking because he's behind. Which is kind of counterintuitive. When you get behind, maybe you're better skipping, but Asder is a really well thought out runner, so whatever his strategies are, he's thought about it. It'll be interesting to hear his thoughts after the race. And should Benner pull this off, I believe we will have game 3. Let me know there, WJG999. I believe we will have our third race immediately after if Benner is able to pull this off. All right, I believe we will. Okay, all right, so if Benner does not mess this up, we will have ourselves a third race. And boy, these runners have really put on a good show for us this race, especially Benner. His execution has been on point. His routing has been pretty good. just everything. And meanwhile, I'm sure right now in his mind, he is like, oh man, I gotta finish. Asder's gonna dot done any moment. I know, because that's like the state of mind I'm always in. Meanwhile, Azder, I'm gonna do his Meridia. And, again, Azder his movement is so clean through here, especially with gravity. It's so much easier than the gravity-less one that he did last time. And our Metroids are down. Energy is looking pretty good. I mean, these side hoppers can hurt you, but he's got screw attack, so it's no big deal. Now, will he attempt the baby skip? I'm not sure. He might not. I have a feeling he may just damage himself. This feels like the kind of situation where you just damage yourself. Yeah. So yeah, he's not even going to try the baby skip. Without high jump boots, I think your jumps have to be practically frame perfect to do it. And he faces right. Okay, he saved that quarter of a second. The facing right saves you. So, I think we're gonna have ourselves a third race. Well, I don't want to jinx it. He definitely could mess up on Mother Brain, but meanwhile, he's headed down to the room that I affectionately call the refill of shame room. But there's no shame in it here. He didn't fail on the baby skip. Right, well, we've got full energy. Now, the real question is, will he save before the Zebetite room? I think probably not, since he saved at the ship, but he may. It depends on if he thinks he's winning or not. Again, because he's up against Azder, you kind of feel like you're never winning, even though he's winning by a ton. All right, he did not save. All right. And there will be no Zebetite skips today with no ice, although he could do the speed booster skip, although that's pretty tight. It's hard to get that speed boost shine spark kind of thing going with that short of a runway. All right, we're through all the Zebetites. That was fast. And we're on to Mother Brain 1. The ammo situation looks fine. And he'll probably switch to supers here. No, he's just going to use normal missiles for killing Mother Brain 1. Save some supers. And maybe one more super ought to do it. Just to get hit a few more times. There we go. A Mother Brain 2. Meanwhile, Azder is on his Dragoon fight. And again, we've had lots of synced up boss battles. Though very synced up here, which is kind of nice, but it's kind of hard to watch both of them at the same time. Charge Plasma, that's a pretty good beam combo. So with Charge Plasma, I think Charge Plasma Wave, 60 shots? Let me know in chat. Is it 60? I think it's 60. We're on to catch up already. So ketchup hit him right in his face. He really can't take another ketchup shot, but we're good. Okay, she's already charging. So, taking that one ketchup shot, you don't want to take too many of those, especially with how low his energy is, but this will be fine. He'll have to eat a couple of onion rings. Oh, no, we're ready. Alright, so we're ready for Mother Brain 3. I think you might be right about the French fries. Saving his butt there, because that ketchup bit is nasty. Meanwhile, Azder trying to make as quick a work of Meridia as he can. And he's going to head straight to Turian. But he's at least 10 minutes behind, if not more. And here's the saddest moment. Well, we're not quite to the saddest moment in Super Metroid. We'll get there real soon. Meanwhile, our baby Metroid is giving us all that energy back. Ooh, yum, 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 yum. And we're going to get the bestest beam in the whole world, the Rainbow Beam. Mother Brain, she's just a really big jerk. She looks like a really bony chicken, but she's a jerk. And now she's shooting the baby. What a big jerk. And what's this? What's gonna happen? Oh no! All right, you big jerk. Now my favorite music transition, and it's time to shoot her in the face. Only design complaint about this game. It's a wonderfully designed game, but Mother Brain is a smidgen too easy once you get the rainbow beam. It's pretty hard to lose to her at this point. I don't know if I've ever seen a run die once you get to Mother Brain 3. And Mother Brain 3 is down. That was definitely a good fight. I believe we are almost definitely going to be sub 1 hour. This is going to be amazing. Okay. Definitely will not see any kind of saving the animals, as I think there's still a chance that Benner thinks he's losing right now. We'll see what kind of swag he pulls out on the escape here. Right, nice shine spark there. See if he pulls a moonfall when he goes around the corner up here. Azder's just entering Turian. He knows he's losing. He's probably just waiting for the dot done. And Benner is down and through. Yeah, this has not been the cleanest escape in the world for Benner. I have a feeling there's little nerves here. I have a feeling he's worried that this is neck and neck. We know it's not. We have that benefit, but he doesn't. And he didn't quite get the best shine spark there, but it's definitely good enough. Let's see how cleanly. Nope. Let's see how cleanly he can climb this. Okay. Again, a couple mistakes from Benner, but it's not going to hurt him any. Right now, he is definitely sweating. Get your GGs ready in chat. He's almost through. And we've got Benner finishing with an official SRL time of 59 minutes and 13 seconds. GGs. I believe we will get Benner in here for an interview. Okay. All right, let's see if we can get him in here. He joins us, I'll let you guys know. Meanwhile, Azder is headed down to the first baby room. And he also will probably not attempt a baby skip, although he knows he's lost this race at this point. Let's see, our official time was 59:13. Great time. Okay. And I hope we're getting him in for chat. Let's see. Okay. See if we can get him in here. Meanwhile, Azder. Did Azder do some kind of baby skip? Oh, no. He didn't do a baby skip. Okay. Azder, who can even tell with his timer? He's kind of a doo-doo head for giving us that timer. He just is mean. We never found Ice, so it's be interesting to see where Ice ended up. Okay. So, are we gonna get Benner in here for an interview? I think he just joined. Yeah, we've got Benner here after that great race.
Hey, just realized I was muted. Sorry. Hello?
Hello, Benner. That was a heck of a race. Did you feel behind there? It looked like you felt behind.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. For the entirety of the race. I realized where I stand against my opponent, and if Azder and I both do exactly the same thing, Azder is going to win by about 15% of the time, I would imagine. So the only way I can really kind of stand a chance is if I make some gutsy calls. I kind of felt bad about going to Croc at first, but
Oh,
turned
no,
out
no.
pretty well.
Never feel bad about betting on Croc.
Yeah,
Betting
yeah.
on Croc is usually the right play. But where you got the big advantage actually was by getting Varia. Asder skipped the Wavegate glitch room, and so you got Varia much earlier than he did. Then he went and did Wreck Ship when you went down to Kraid, and then he wiped in Wreck Ship. And at that point, you were way ahead. And
Yeah.
but he did catch up quite a bit with you during the course of it. But when you got that gravity behind Croc, pretty much it was your race to lose. There was no way you were going to lose at that point.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I figured, because I was pretty sure Astor would probably be pretty apprehensive to go to Croc, because it's kind of a lot of time. But
I think the only reason he checked Croc is because he knew he was behind. He knew he was losing, and he knew it was in logic at that point. Now, tell us this. We definitely had a discussion in chat about this. What was your thought? Because after you got that gravity in Croc, you're basically in go mode, but you still checked the items behind Croc. What were you thinking there? Were you just looking for more power bombs?
Power bombs and E-tanks and maybe hopefully ice. But I think I only had 2 E-tanks by the time I found gravity. Maybe I had 3. But I did just want a couple of more. And then also I think I only had 10 power bombs, so I needed at least another set too.
Yeah, we were talking about that just to get through all the Metroids with ease, to get the 15 power bombs. Yeah, we never saw Ice Beam. We have no way to know exactly where it was. I wasn't looking. It could have been in bowling. I don't think anybody went there. There were quite a few spots that both guys skipped. So it's hard to say, but you were winning the whole time, and we could kind of tell during your escape. You kind of made some uncharacteristic mistakes from you during the escape, and I kind of got the feeling that you were watching for a dot done from Asder, right after you killed Mother Brain 3.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it wasn't my greatest escape ever, that's for sure. I missed the moonfall, and that's not that big of a deal, though. But we had a lot of jumps that were supposed to be spin jumps, and it's kind of frustrating when that happens. But I don't know if that was necessarily just from watching the SRL chat as much as it just that's what happens sometimes.
Yeah, it definitely looked like it. Astor definitely made up a lot of the time he lost from his wipe, because he did lose quite a bit of time when he died in Wreck Ship. But your routing was pretty good, and it looked like you were. Now, why did you skipped Croc and then did some checks and then came back to Croc? Did you change your mind at some point?
Yeah. At first, I was planning on not going to Croc, but then, when I finished all the rest of Upper Norfair, and still hadn't really found any progression in Bubble Mountain, and I just figured, like, I can't do a lava dive without high jump boots or without at least gravity suit, So I was gonna go. If I had high jump boots, I would have done and some more E-tanks. I would have done a lava dive, but I can't do that without boots. So
yeah, I guess that makes sense.
it was either go do Croc or start going for X-ray, waterway, wreck ship, etc.
Yeah, and again, high jump boots, we never found that either. Who knows where that ended up. We had so many unchecked chests. And Asder looks like he is just finishing. Okay, get your GGs out in chat. And Asder finishes with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 25 seconds. Let's see if we can get him in for an interview.
How far in was Asder when he wiped, and where was his last save?
Yeah, he lost a ton. He saved at the ship, and then he went up and did Gauntlet to get the plasma beam. And then he went to Wreck Ship, where you went down, and you went to do Kraid. All right, is this Asder here?
Yep.
Hey man, GG. All right, we were just talking about your wipe. So, and again, I was watching. Actually, I was watching Benner when that happened. Tell us about that wipe and wreck ship.
All right, 1 second.
Yeah, we got technical issues. We'll get him on here pretty soon. Here,
Yeah, technical issues of having a mouthful of cereal. All right.
you gotta get your energy up. You gotta get your energy up. So okay,
I was
so
like really out of it. Yeah. So, actually, I got a knock on the door, and um, I had to see who it was. So I was like kind of thrown off a little bit.
man, real life interfering with a rando run, man.
And I took a spike hit on the way into Spiky Death without realizing. Now, a lot of times I'll save. I think most of the time I'll save before it, but if you have space jump and gravity, it makes going through the rooms easier. If you have space jump or gravity, I generally won't save. But I probably still should have saved this time because my health was so low. And if I'd been thinking clearly at the time, I would have.
Yeah, and you lost a lot of time, but because you had that wipe, you ended up going back and making some checks that I'm not sure you would have made otherwise, particularly getting the Varia suit. So I think it might have actually been a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, I would have full cleared wreck ship if I hadn't died because of how little I had.
Yeah,
I probably should have tried to skip plasma beam.
we were surprised you made quite a few checks. Now, tell us about checking Croc because you did make the right call and you went down and checked Croc. And I was thinking that maybe you would skip that, just thinking that you were behind, but maybe you check it because you think you're behind or because it was in logic. So what were you thinking? Again, chat kind of we were discussing what your logic was. So tell us what your thought process was at that point.
Yeah, so I was it was in logic because of weight beam, and I didn't think I was necessarily behind. I thought like maybe I was about even. I thought that. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought a bit. I figured my best bet was to go for check density. So I didn't have a way to get to Norfair anyway. So it was like if the stuff I needed was in wreck ship, then I'm kind of screwed. So let's go Croc and because Croc's like kind of the opposite end of the planet, and it's equally kind of a place that people want to skip if they can.
Yeah, I think both of you skipped Croc last race. And it's funny because Benner almost skipped Croc. He actually did skip it and he checked Bubble Mountain and then just decided to do it right afterwards and then got the good news that it was gravity. And at that point, I would say he was about, at least 2, 3, maybe, it's hard to say, but he was pretty far ahead of you at that point.
I wasn't playing very well either. My execution is really off. Made a lot of mistakes, like hit a lot of platforms that I shouldn't have.
It's easy to do. People in poker talk about going on tilt, but it definitely happens in rando races where you make a silly mistake and you're behind and then you're pushing a little bit and then you just make silly mistakes that you normally don't make. I think it happens to everybody. During Benner's escape, his escape was it was actually pretty awful. He made a lot of like little mistakes here and there that I know he normally doesn't make because I think he thought it was neck and neck at that point.
I mean, this whole series has been pretty Monka-esque, if not for the fact that I've already surrendered myself to the results.
Well, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
So, are we going to have a game 3 now?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. So I believe, I'll stick around for game 3. I'm not doing anything, and you guys entertain the heck out of us. So I'll go ahead and commentate for game 3. So I believe we're going to have to stop the stream for a little bit, and then we'll get it restarted. All right. So first, Asder, do you have any final thoughts about race 2?
I don't want to go through that again. I don't think the death actually changed too much because it caused me to route differently. But like I figured, the death cost me like 7 minutes, and that's 7 minutes that I probably would have spent clearing wreck ship. So
Yeah, I
that's
think
why I
the
figured
death
I was
might
still
have
about
helped
even.
you, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Hard to say.
All right.
Yeah.
And our winner, Bennergetic. Nice job. Do you have any final thoughts on this race?
Thank you to everybody who's volunteered. Swap, Len, WJG, Dark Rid, Phoenix Down, everybody who's been a part of making this happen. Thank you so much.
All right, you guys. We're going to leave you. We'll stop the stream for just a little bit and then we'll get started. We're going to start the next race pretty much as soon as we can. I think Asder needs to get some cereal in him. You know, you need to carb load a little bit. Especially after that loss, you need to, definitely, both of you make sure get hydrated, visit the bathroom if you need to. You definitely don't want that messing you up in game 3. So, thanks out there for everybody from Speedrunners Arena. I'll see you around for the next race. We'll get started as soon as possible.